see you. I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see you. Great. Okay, let's start. This is the Hello World program. I'm Reza and I'm a software engineer. We have been trying for a long time to produce English video podcasts with people from all around the world. And today we have a great guest from Brazil. Okay, what's your name?
Yeah. My name is Giovani Garcia. Yes, Giovanni
Fantastic.
in fact, is an Italian name. Yes, not, but it's popular here in Brazil. Yes, because we have a lot of Italian people here.
Fantastic. Where are you originally from?
Yeah, in fact, I'm from the south of Minas Gerais state in Brazil. I don't know if you can see the map behind me, but it's close to São Paulo region.
Yes, I can
Close to
see
São
that. You know,
Paulo.
in fact, we had, yes, we had a lot of guests from Brazil. Brazil is a really beautiful land. You can't believe. We heard a lot about Amazon rainforest, about tribes, Rio de Janeiro, carnivals, a lot of things. And you know, I think maybe also we can also hear new things from Brazil. Okay, let's start. Tell me about your state, your county.
Yes, like I said, Brazil is divided into 26 states or regions. We call here states. Okay, my state is called Minas Gerais. In the past, it was very famous for mining, producing gold, iron, and other minerals. So since 2 centuries ago or 3 centuries ago, it's called Minas Gerais because of these. Okay, it's a really good state because it's inland the country. We don't have borders with other countries, and also we don't have the ocean. Okay, we are totally inland the country. It's a
Oh
mountainous
my God.
place. There are a lot of mountains, beautiful valleys, important rivers, big lakes. It's a really good place to live.
Absolutely, absolutely. You are right. Let me tell you something. You know, we had a lot of guests from uh, different islands like Caribbean islands, like Canary Islands, and something like this. But when they try to talk about the nature in their islands, uh, uh, always I think all of them are same, you know. But I'm sure Brazil has unique nature, you know. We can't find nature like Brazil in other lands, I'm sure. Like just Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest is one of the most beautiful rainforests in all around the world, and also most dangerous places. Is that right?
Oh, in fact, it's dangerous because it's so vast. It's like an ocean of trees. Okay, it's very big, and the distance between the cities are too long. There are not many roads there. Of course, you can connect the capitals by the capital of the states by land road. But in this region, Amazon region, the way of transportation that consider more efficient and most popular ones are boats. So there are lot of rivers in Amazon region. So you can say the dangers because in my case, for example, I live very far away from that place, and certainly everyone can get totally lost there. There are, of course, there are animals, but not like African animals. We don't have lions, giraffes, some kind of animals like that, But we have
But
some species. Yeah, we don't. We have some species, especially from Brazil. Okay, but not only in that
absolutely.
region.
I know. You know, in fact, I know Brazil when I was watching the Rio animation. Did you watch that animation? It was so
Yeah, certainly.
great, you know. Yes, and it was about bluebirds in Brazil, and I think it's a very unique thing for Brazil. It has a lot of unique birds in that land, and also parrots. I read in Wikipedia, some
Yeah.
people call Brazil is the land of parrots. Is that right?
Well, yeah, yeah. We have lots and lots of the species, different species of like this kind of bird here, especially the blue one. The blue one we call Ararinha-azul. Ararinha-azul, because it's small comparing to the other species of parrots, a bit small, but it was endangered. Fortunately, because of some organizations, because of the government, they try to preserve and they are reproducing these species in special places like zoos and other organizations. So they are recovering and they are reproducing more than before. Okay? Of course, we
And
have a lot of species of birds and so.
and I saw in that animation, which there were a lot of animal trafficking in Rio. Is that right?
In fact, what happened? Okay, a lot of species you can find, of course, in Amazon region. There are other regions in the center west region called Pantanal. It's on the border of Argentina and Paraguay. This region. Some species of animal are really trafficked by them, yes. But you can find them, you can buy them in big cities like São Paulo, Rio. Rio is more common to find the birds and I don't know. I don't think that these specific animals can be breed in big cities like snakes and other iguanas or something like that. Maybe they are taking out of Brazil. They are going to go to other places. But yeah, yes, of course, it's so bad to hear about that, to say things about that. I think that's not a good thing. But it happens. I believe it happens in everywhere.
Oh, yes, yes. And other specific animals. And also I heard some lakes and rivers in Brazil has a lot of unique fishes, which is called piranha or parana. Is that right?
Yeah, piranha. Yeah,
Piranha.
this species is carnivorous. It's dangerous, really dangerous. Okay, it's not all rivers, not all rivers. Okay, it's more common in north and center west. My place is not. You can never find it. Okay, they used to go in groups, and they don't attack people. They don't attack automatically. But for example, if someone goes to swim and someone is hurt or something, it's like a shark. They smell of blood, attract them,
Oh,
and
yes.
oh my gosh, it's over.
I heard
It's
about
over.
it. We had a conversation with someone from Pernambuco, and he said
Yeah,
there were a lot of shark in those beaches, and it was very
yeah,
shocking.
yeah. Some beaches are totally forbidden to go surfing or they of course they attack more surfers. There are a lot of advertisements there, but I don't know why people go surfing. It's so dangerous. Yes, and different than Australia, the sharks in Brazil are not so big like the white ones. But I believe the tiger shark is very aggressive. They may attack people. Yeah, but for example, if you go to Rio de Janeiro, you can't see any shark there. Rio de Janeiro is very famous for beaches, and so you don't see the sharks in that place. Certainly not.
Yes, great, very interesting. And I heard in some regions around Amazon rainforest, there are a lot of tribes, specific tribes, and they really like the environment and I don't know, rainforest. I heard some tribes when they would want to cross their oxes or beefs across the lake or river, sometimes they have to sacrifice one of those oxes for good of all. In fact, they threw one of the oxes
Yeah,
to the river for piranhas, and they have a chance to cross other oxes. It's so interesting. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
this.
that.
Yeah, this is true. I believe it was much more common in the past, certainly, because nowadays they have roads, they have trucks, they have a lot of ways to transport the animals. In these regions, specifically in center west, in north region, they are connected by rivers, by important rivers, and these rivers are becoming like roads. The government is regulating the traffic on these rivers. They are like naming the rivers with like roads for transporting cargo, transporting goodies and animals and something like that. Yeah, but certainly this is I believe in certain parts it's popular. It's still common to sacrifice an oxen for this.
Oh yes, fantastic. And also I heard another name for Brazil, which is called the Land of Holy Cross. Uh, and also I heard those carnivals which tribes hold and some states hold, they really stick to the religion things. Tell me about religions and also tribes in your land.
Yeah. Brazil is considered the biggest Christian Catholic country in the world. Yes, most people here in Brazil are Catholic. We have a big tradition on Catholicism in Brazil. A lot of cities, lots and lot of cities receive the name of saint. I don't know if you know, but saints in our religion is considered holy persons, holy people. The name of my city is like in honor to a saint, Santa Rita de Cassia. She was from Italy, very famous in Brazil. So like I say, Catholicism is very popular, but of course we have some derivations of evangelic, Presbyterian. We also have it's in a small parts comparing to this one.
Yes.
Okay, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islamism, Muslims.
Oh,
We have some African religions. They come from Africa, called Umbanda, Candomblé. This is not like voodoo, not like voodoo, yes. But if you consider the roots, the origin, they may have the same origin. But I can say that Brazil is like this. I say you is a very religious country, certainly.
great, great. Uh, and I think maybe we are in the carnival times. I heard carnival is started at the 1st of September. Is that right?
No, no, in February.
Oh,
Carnival is
yes.
in usually the February, beginning of year. The second half of February normally.
Great. I just saw Brazilian carnivores in the Rio animation. Tell me about carnivals event. What people usually do at that event and something like this.
Yeah. The origin of Carnival is very, very old. It's from the beginners, when the people come to colonize Brazil, the settlers from Portugal. Okay? We speak Portuguese in Brazil. In our history, we refer to Italian Carnival, to European Carnival. Of course, Brazil is a tropical country and it's so hot here. During February, for example, used to be very, very hot. So it's okay to wear light clothes. When we talk about carnival, a lot of people kind of like remind the kind of like girls wearing bikinis or very, very short clothes and so on. Okay, it really happens, especially in these beach cities like Rio. Rio is the most famous carnival in Brazil. Gotta say that. and
How
they
about
have
receive?
Recife is like the same, you know, but Recife there is a different kind of rhythm, a different kind of music. They call it frevo. Frevo is different. There is a lot of people go dancing on the street. They dress up costumes and they create some kind of like choreography, and this is a different dance. When you go to Rio de Janeiro, we have schools of samba. Schools of Sambas, they go on a big avenue in a parade, beautiful floats, beautiful costumes. It's very, very beautiful to see, okay? And of course, there are inland cities, like in my place, for example, a lot of people get together in a place and there are many most popular artists come to perform here. Okay, there are the bands, the duos, and groups, solo singers. Okay, it's a popular all kind of music. We play that. Okay, we don't play jazz, we don't play rock in carnival, but all of the other styles are possible to hear and enjoy it. Particularly, I like Carnival because of these, because it's a happy moment for us. Okay, we get together with friends and families. We have barbecues. We go swimming. We go dancing. People drink a lot of alcohol there. This time, a lot of beer, a lot of beer. No, it's interesting. I like it. No.
Absolutely, very, very interesting. I know that, and it's one of the most attraction of Brazil. You know, whenever we talk, people from all around the world, they really enthusiastic to know about carnivals, special events, ceremony, and something like this. Okay, tell me about special events in your country. You know, I don't mean about carnival. I know about carnival. Tell me about other events, other special events in your country.
Well, we have the Independence Day is on September 7th. We celebrate it on Monday here. It's a holiday. Okay. Um, there are parades in big cities with the army and armored forces and so. In my place, it's a small one. Okay. We have the schools marching on the streets and so on. Okay. Flags, Brazilian flags everywhere. But we are not exactly so patriotic like if you compare to, for example, to American people or even Canadian people, British people. We're not that so patriotic. But yes, we like it. September 7th. Along the year, we have these. Carnival is the most popular one. In June, we have some Junine parties. Junine parties are in honor to Catholic saints, St. Peter, St. John, and St. Antonio. Yeah, the three saints. We celebrate with bonfires, um, a lot of food, traditional food, some dancing. Uh, of course, regarding to religion, they have some religious ceremonies, some kind of parades on the streets, okay, holding the saint image or something like that. Yeah, we have Junine party, we have Carnival, Independence Day, what else? Don't remember. Yeah, because of
Yes.
the pandemic, I think everything stopped. Of course, everything stopped. We can't consider it, but yeah, pretty much like this. In my place, for example, we have kind of a fair, industrial fair showing produce. We also have music festivals, food festivals, a lot of these.
Oh, great. Food festival. I didn't know that. Uh, Let me ask you an interesting question about tourism attractions in your land. You know, suppose I would want to go to your state, go to your city, and I just want to stay one day in your state. What is your suggestion to see that places in your state? Suppose you would want to suggest me to visit the most beautiful places in your state. What's your suggestion?
Yeah, it's so hard to say that because my state is considered one of the beauties in Brazil because
Oh,
of
great.
this because the mountains. There are a lot of waterfalls. In this region, is there are many farms. Yes, milky and cow farm. So you can visit them. You can spend a day there. You can eat the local food. Of course, you can go hiking. You can practice some radical sports if you want. Go hang gliding. We have places for hang gliding. But if you are pretty much like a urban person, you can go places like Belo Horizonte, the capital city. You can visit the historic places, historic cities, the ones from the imperator time. Yes, the very first ones in Brazil. Yeah, you have many places to go. Visit the big lakes, for example.
Oh, great. You said about mountains. I heard Brazil doesn't have any high mountains. Is that right?
Oh, on the border of Venezuela, we have the Mount Roraima. It's the highest mountain in Brazil, on the border of Brazil and Venezuela. It's not as high as the mountains in Asia, for example, like in your region. Okay, it's not that high, certainly not.
Yes.
But we have hills. We had some canyons in the south of Brazil. Yes, we have these features in Brazil, natural features.
Yes, absolutely. And also you said about tropical weather in your land. I know Brazil climate average is tropical. It
Yes.
means you never saw I don't know, a snow in your place.
Well, specific in the place where I live in, no, because it's okay. The weather here is a mountainous area, okay, but not too high. In winter time, the temperature gets like -1, 0, 2 degrees Celsius. It's cold, really cold. There is a frost on some coffee plantations, but not snow. But in the south of Brazil, certainly, this year specific was very, very cold, very cold. We have a polar mass from Argentina, and about 50 cities in the south of Brazil they were affected by this cold time with the snow and something. In most time, for example, if you mention about Amazon forest, Amazon area, Recife, Pernambuco, this region, Salvador, Bahia, Rio de Janeiro, for example, it's normally hot, normally hot. The temperature in winter is like 25, 26 in
Oh,
winter. Yeah,
oh,
well, yeah. In summer is something like depends on Rio. It can reach easily 40, 42. You know. But yeah, there is a very big variation of weather in Brazil. Yes, you compare to north. North certainly is much hotter than the south. Sometimes during the year, south is also very hot. In summer, for example, in some regions, you can get easily 36, 38 degrees. Easily be very,
great.
very hot.
Very, yes. Very interesting.
I like
I really
like
like.
the weather. Yeah.
Great. Okay, let's talk about foods. What is the most favorite foods in your state, in your city? Tell me about the favorite foods.
Uh, I respect to say, like I said you before, because I like eating. I think eating is a good action, a good thing to do. In Brazil, we have a tradition of food called feijoada. I don't know if you heard about it. It's
No, no, I
made
didn't.
with, yeah. In fact, not all people like it. Okay, I say about by myself. I like it. It's made with black beans with pork
Black
meat.
beans?
Black beans, yes, black beans. And
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
if you can, yeah, this is different. This taste, it's a strong food. Yeah, and they have some pieces of pork meat with the sausage, calabrese sausage, or something like that. If you look at it, you say, "Oh, this is strange," no, but it's really good. They have the following with white rice and some kind of kale, some vegetables together. It's really good. I like it. We have okay, most foods made with the base of rice and beans. It's, you can say this is really, really, really popular in Brazil. Okay, everybody from north to south eats for lunch rice and beans, a combination with meat, salad, and so on. Okay, of course we have pasta, we have other kind of food. But I mean, this one, for example, I'm not so big on fish dishes. I kind of like don't like so much. But in the places next to the beach, for example, my goodness, they have delicious, very different fish dishes. One is called moqueca. Moqueca is made with shrimp, uh, squid, tapas. They used to mix them together. Um, Barbecue, Brazilian churrasco, Brazilian barbecue. Okay, delicious,
Yes.
delicious, really good. People from
Great.
the south are specialists on it.
Fantastic. I had a conversation with some guys from USA because you mentioned about beans in your land, and they told us there were some special beans which is called vanilla beans, and it's so
Mhm.
expensive in USA, which is used in ice creams, I don't know, other foods. And they told us this kind of beans just produced in Brazil. Is that right? Vanilla beans.
I am not so sure. We produce a lot of different kind of beans here. Okay, each region has a specific kind of like beans, for example. That's interesting because in my place, in my city, we use black beans only for feijoada or this kind of food. Normally use brown beans, popular beans all over Brazil. In Rio de Janeiro City, Rio de Janeiro State, they consume more black beans naturally, normal, okay? But certainly we do. We have many, many different kinds of beans produced in the south, in the north, a lot of soy.
Absolutely. I know that because, Brazil is one of the, I think, breadbasket countries. Is that right? Because it has a
Yeah,
lot of greens like coffee, I don't know, wheat, other greens, and specifically about coffee. Uh, People in USA know Brazil with their coffee. Starbucks coffee, Colombian coffee, Brazilian coffee, and I think coffee is so inexpensive in your land. Is that right?
considering this point of view, yes, yes. Because here in my city, we produce a lot of coffee. All the region in the south of my state is the best producer of Brazil. Okay, the best coffee come from Brazil. This my place because of the mountains, the weather, the geographic condition. Okay, we produce the best coffee from Brazil. When we go to supermarkets or grocery stores, for example, we buy ground coffee, okay, toast ground coffee to make coffee, of course. Yeah, I can say that's not so expensive, not so expensive
Great.
at all.
Let me
So
let me
the
let
cost of production is so expensive.
let me tell you something. Just last week I bought around 100 grams of Starbucks coffee, and it cost around $20 in my
That's
region.
expensive, really expensive,
Yes, it's really
really expensive.
expensive. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
No,
here.
what the
Here, I think it costs about $1 or something. One,
Oh,
$2 a kilo, I guess, or half a kilo. A pound, yeah, a pound. A pound of coffee here is about $1.5.
oh
Yes, the
my.
final price for consumer. For consumer, if you go there and okay, popular coffee. You have special brand of coffee. Okay, yeah, of course you can find much more expensive. Popular one that everyone has every day, you can get this price. If you want a special coffee, the ones for exportation, you pay much more, of course.
Yes, yes, great. I heard Brazilian people really eat a lot of coconuts, and I think your land has a lot of unique fruits. Tell me about favorite and unique fruits in your country.
Well, we find every kind of fruit here, of course, from the Asia north. Okay, dragon fruit is very expensive here. Very, very expensive. Kiwis are also expensive here. We produce all kind of fruits, like I say, oranges. We export oranges to United States. Florida, for example, we export a lot of, even Florida, they're a great producer, but we also export orange juice, United States. Banana, we have those and different kinds of banana. Yes, small, big ones. You can fry banana. You can make candy with banana. A lot of different things. Um, Pineapples, mangoes. Mangoes in Brazil are very, very, very cheap. You can find mangoes everywhere. They are very cheap. Mango. You can get
Coconut.
strawberries. Strawberries. Coconut is in the seashore, yes, in the seashore, more in the north region, northeast region is a great producer. Coconut here in my city is a little bit expensive because of this, because not a producer. But orange is very cheap. Oranges, lemon, banana is very cheap. Apples, we get big ones from Argentina. We import from some from Argentina, the big ones, the red big one from Argentina, sweet one, delicious. Brazil is more acid. Okay, of course, you can find melon, watermelon, a lot of watermelon. They are cheap in Brazil. Watermelon is very cheap. What else? Peaches are okay, not that expensive. Um, Yeah, you can say a lot
Yes.
of fruits we produce.
You, you
Yeah.
know, I told you I had a conversation with someone from Pernambuco, and he told us one of the most expensive thing in food market was potatoes. I think it's
Depends on the region. In the north region, Amazon forest, Amazon region, for example, they can't grow many vegetables there because the weather is so humid. The humidity, they damage the fruit, they damage the vegetables, the leaves, for example. If you go to market, you don't find exactly beautiful and good quality products, and also they are a bit expensive. But potatoes in my place is so cheap. Produce a lot of potatoes here, a lot of potatoes. You can buy, yeah, you can buy potatoes with very little money, certainly.
absolutely. and
Yeah.
and in our country, one of the most cheapest thing is potatoes, but coconuts, mango, and other kind of these fruits are so expensive in our country because uh, because the country just import these kind of fruits. Okay, let's talk about drinks. Tell me about favorite drinks in your region.
Well, coffee. Yes, if you think about
Yes.
it, there is a non-alcoholic is coffee. We have all kind of soda. You have here in Brazil we have a drink called guarana. Guarana is like a tea, with it's a carbonate drink like soda, like Fanta and so on, Coke, carbonate water, and it's specifically from Brazil. This fruit is from Brazil. It's called Guarana. Guarana Antarctica is the most popular soft drink here, beside Coke and so on. Beer in Brazil is very, very popular. Lots of people drink beer. Lots of people drink beer. It's lighter than German one if you consider European. They don't compare. They don't compare their beer with our beer because that's different. They are much strong because they're more alcohol and because of the cold, because of this region. In Brazil is lighter. There's I wouldn't say that's more water on it, but it's light, it's good. There are different brands, different kinds of lupulus and malt and so on. In my places, in my region, is very popular a kind of drink called cachaça. Cachaça is a fire water. It's very strong. The alcohol content is high, 41, I think 50 degrees, something like that. Strong, very strong. If you compare like vodka, sake from Japan, it's like this room. You see that like this. It's produced by small places and also big places. It's popular. You can buy in many places there, yes, and you can also buy in sophisticated stores. Depends on the brand. You pay very, very little until very, very expensive.
Great,
Traditional from
great.
Brazil.
Very interesting. You said your state has a lot of tourist attractions. If I want to spend 1 week in your state, how much does it cost? Tell me in dollar.
Well, it's difficult to say that. I not been, I haven't been traveling for about 6 months, But hotels here, they cost about dollar, if I'm not wrong, is like 5 reais. Reais is the money from Brazil. It's a 5 to 1 dollar. Think like hotel, a good hotel costs around $20 a day, depending on the place, $50 a day. Um, you also have transportation, food, or something like that. I don't know how to say that. It's considered cheap traveling to Brazil because of this. Because if you have dollar, American dollar, for example, you can travel to many places here and you don't pay much money. Yeah, it's difficult to when you say about our money. Our money is, for example, if I go to a good hotel, I can spend like 1 week. Okay, if you just stay different places and cheap one. For example, I stayed in hostels. Hostels in Brazil are like standard. I think it costs like $10 a day, if I'm not wrong. Just a bed, bath, and breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like something like that. I'm not so sure. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if you should say it's like 5,000, 4,000. I have no idea.
Yes,
Something
yes.
like that.
Staying, you said hostels. Staying in hostels are safe for tourists?
I believe so. I believe so. I believe so. Yes, because they belong to international network. Yes, when I went to Chile or in Argentina, I stayed in hostels, and these ones are they were very safe. I felt okay. Depending on the place you are, I think you should be more careful. Okay? You should pay more attention to your things, and so it's
Yes.
necessary where you go.
Yes, great. Okay, let's talk about sports. I know Brazil with soccer football team, and I'm sure every boy in Brazil know about soccer. They're really, really proficient in playing soccer. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. We can say that every boy dreams to be a soccer player. Yes, but along
Why?
the years, yeah, boys and girls. Now it's popular in Brazil. Yes, say both. When I was a kid, Brazil was Brazilian team was the best one ever because it was a three champion in that time. Okay, when you talk about Brazil, we dream about Pelé. Pelé is considered the best player, the king of soccer in the world. He's an
Yes.
80-year-old man. He lives in the United States now. But Brazil was it's considered him here in Brazil is the king of soccer, 3 times champion. And along the time, Brazil was participating to every World Cup ever, all editions of World Cup. Okay, we won 5 times, 5 times. and it is certainly the most popular sport. If you have a little ball of paper, if you have a little ball of plastic or something, okay, people play. You throw the ball, people play, you know. From about 10 years ago, okay, and on, I think, I don't remember what, in Africa, okay, when you say about Africa World Cup, female soccer became popular. There is a woman, an athlete called Marta. Marta is considered the best player, the best female player, Pelé of skirts. They say that. Pelé owns skirts. They say that, but it's not. It's not this. Okay, it's totally different. She has her own personality. She's great person. She's very very kind, very um, popular and a good person. People love her here in Brazil. Okay, and she can say that she opened the doors for other women participating, playing soccer and so on. We also love volleyball, beach
Oh,
volleyball, beach volleyball. We are champion, Olympic champion in volleyball, in, in soccer, in um, volleyball, gymnastic, F1 in the past, not right now. In the past, there was Ayrton Senna. He was a great champion. Brazilian people love him. He died in accident more than 20 years ago. So people still venerate, people still talk about him, okay, because he was our best athlete. In soccer, we have names like Romario, Ronaldinho, Neymar,
yes.
Zico. Yes, I
You
think
know,
one of the most popular is Neymar nowadays.
you said also Brazilian people are in volleyball. I think maybe Brazilian people really like team working. Is that right? On the contrary, our country, has not a lot of good soccer team, volleyball. Sorry, except volleyball. We have a great volleyball team, but we just have a lot of athletes in martial arts, but we are not so team working. Is that right?
Ah,
Your
yeah.
people really like team working?
I think they work better. Yeah, they work better. We have champions in gymnastics, Olympic gymnastics. They are individual ones, solo ones. But in collective sports are more popular, like volleyball and soccer. We have a Brazilian championship soccer, and it's so popular. It's so popular because people really like it. Okay, I'm not a big fan of soccer. I must say that. I like when Brazil is competing in the World Cup during the Olympic Games, you know. But okay, I like to see people. My father loved, my brothers like it, you know. I think that's it's a good opportunity to get together. During the World Cup in Brazil, it was not that good, you know, because Brazil lost by 7-1 to German. So
Yes,
to Germany, we felt terrible. I feel terrible. I don't like it.
absolutely. It seems maybe Brazil has a great education system because they really like team working. Is that right? Tell me about your education system in your country.
Yeah. Um, Children go to school very early here, like 5 year. When they are 5 years old, they are receiving the first literacy. They start learning how to write and how to read when they are five. Okay. So we have about 8 years primary education. Okay, we study a lot about geography, history, mathematics, science, and so on. English in Brazil is taught since the 1950s from the last century. So it's like obligated. Although it's taught in school, not too many people in Brazil speak fluently. That's a One of the big mistakes of our country is like that. Okay, very few people speak English, fluent English. You can say that. Everybody knows some English, but they can't keep a conversation like we are doing now. I studied privately. I study different courses, different brands of courses. And I have my own place. I have my own school. Now I do the opposite. I teach English now. Okay, and when we have a second level, they are 3 years second level education. We call consider high school here. So we have in this level we can prepare the students for exams, for college exams, or technical courses when they finish and they can work in different areas. Okay. The region where I live, it's very popular electronic. So in my city is known as Electronic Valley, Silicon Valley from Brazil. So there are a lot of industries in technology, in automation, in producing components, bio equipments for biomedicine, and a lot of things. It's telecommunication specific. So it's very popular here to have some technical courses in this area. But you can find nursery, economy, business administration, agricultural levels, So, and of course, after you have the college level, okay, you graduate professionals, all areas, okay, administration, engineering, medicine. Medicine is the most expensive course in Brazil. Very,
Oh,
very expensive.
oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Okay, and now it's turn to ask about movies and TV shows. I just watched one of most famous Brazilian movie, which is called The City of God. Did you watch that movie?
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
famous, and yes, it was about favela region in Rio. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Ah,
When I used to consider this movie, yes, that's very interesting because when somebody from other countries watch these movies, they think, oh my gosh, Brazil is very violent country. Of course, for example, the information we have from Iran here, okay, the very first image we have about your country is like involving with some conflicts and things like that.
yes.
Of course, I could get a great conversation with an Iranian teacher who lives in Canada, and I broke totally the image I have from you. Okay, the stereotype about Iran is totally different. I know it's a very different country comparing to my customs and traditions, religions, and so on. But okay, if you say about Brazil, Brazil is not that violent like in the movie, But of course, in that place, Rio, there are a lot of drug traffickers. They live in the mountains, in the hills in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, there are a lot of hills, and simple housing called favela. They are they kind of sheds. Uh, it's another stereotype I have from Rio because I don't live there. I can say things about it. I'm so sorry if Rio people from Rio de Janeiro will watch this video. So I'm apologizing myself because that's the image I have from Rio too.
Yes.
Okay, I know that we see on TV all the time. Okay, there are conflict with the police and drug traffickers and the population. Okay, the innocent population is in the middle. So they don't know how to ask for help. The drug traffickers or the police. Sometimes the police is so bad as the drug traffickers. Sometimes the drug traffickers are good, are better than the police, and vice versa. So it's complicated. But regarding to movies, I know this movie is very famous. And we also have some famous actors working in Hollywood. There is one called Rodrigo Santoro. Rodrigo Santoro worked in the 300, Sparta 300. He was Xerxes, if I'm not wrong. Forgot the character, the character's name. But he plays in some TV series in the United States. So Wagner Moura. Wagner Moura is the one from the movie City of God. Alice Braga. There are other names, okay? They work on these American movies too. Yeah, but in Brazil we have TV shows, we have sportive shows. Something that interesting. I don't know if you have this TV show in Iran, Big Brother.
Big Brother? I can't
You remember?
remember.
Yeah,
I no.
Big Brother. It's popular all over the world. Okay, in some places they had one, two, three editions. In Brazil, I don't know why people love it. It's in the 21st edition. 21 years they are passing. Every beginning of year, the 3 first months of year, Big Brother. It's a reality show. People live in a big house and they have the conflict, competition. There's some funny, some people think that's so funny. People think it's so boring. People think it's useless. People think that it's okay. Depends on the opinion. Okay.
Yes, and you said about American streams, and I think maybe people usually watch American streams like Netflix, Disney Plus in your country. I've got a
Certainly.
question. I had a conversation with someone from Nigeria, and
Yeah.
he told us they have a special movie industry which is called Nollywood. And I know in India also
Hollywood.
has Bollywood, and in USA they have Hollywood. Is there any special movie industry in your country?
Well, movies in Brazil, that's very interesting to mention that in the beginning, the story of movies industry in Brazil, it was in the 70s, 60s, the 70s. Okay, they were not so popular. They were not so popular. The Brazilian movies represented a different style of people from that time, from that decade. Yes, they were considered bad production. They were not so good. There was a long time without producing. Last century, about the 90s, the end of the 80s and on, they started producing good movies. They increased quality, they improved the stories, they improved the quality in general. Okay. Nowadays, we have good movies in Brazil, but it's not an industry producing lots and lots because depends a lot of incentives from the government, some laws regulating some sponsorship. Okay, it's so expensive to produce a movie in Brazil. Although we have a lot of beautiful scenarios, well, from north to south, amazing places. For example, you can record a movie inside your house, but the
Yes.
way to divulgate, the way to produce is very expensive in Brazil. So we have good movies, comedies, drama, we have horror movies, we have different ones, but we can't compare to American ones. I think. I think
Great.
that's hard
Yes.
to compare.
Very interesting. If you want to suggest me one movie which really describes your country and customs, what is your suggestion?
Hmm. Rio is a good one. It's a good animation, but it's not produced in Brazil.
Yes.
Oh my God, Feet of God.
Okay, great.
I
And
don't know.
also,
I can't remember now. You got me out of the blue. I can't remember anyone now. Okay.
no worries. Yes, yes, I know how you feel. No worries. Okay, you said about comedy style movies. Who is the most famous stand-up comedian in Brazil?
Wow, we have Leandro Hassum. Leandro Hassum. We
Yes.
have Rodrigo Sampaio. They are comedians
Oh,
in Brazil. Okay, all their
the
comedians
city
are
of
fun. They
coffee.
reflect.
Bahia is the city of coffee. Is that right?
The city of coffee? No, I guess not. Let me help you with this. I'll help you some.
Oh yes. Yes. Sorry for interruption.
No, I just typing here. Okay. There is one. It's about a mother, a very strict mother who she has 3 children, and their conflicts with about children. It calls Minha Mãe é uma peça. My mother is a play. Because when you say this in Brazil, you say, "Oh, you are so funny," and at the same time, you are so dramatic. You are strict, and sometimes you are soft. So you work on different levels. So you like in a play, in a theater play. So when I say my mother is a play, it's like that. She has different kind of moods. This is one example of comedy here. If I were you is another example. A man changed place with his wife. So he was in his wife's body. So he needed to act like her, and she needed to act like him. Like work and house duties, they're totally different. There are many ones. Okay, if you go like Google or Netflix, you can find some Brazilian comedies.
Yes, great. And the final part, let's talk about music and musician. Okay, tell me about the music things in your country, in your region.
Yeah. Brazil is like big. You can find different genders of whatever you are in Brazil. Okay. Some of them are very popular because, for example, on farmland, on the farm area, on the farm states, they call the country Brazilian country music, different than American country music, because they were always singing duos, Brazilian country duos. So you can find a lot of good examples like Chitãozinho and Chororó, Zé Camargo and Luciano. These are examples. Okay, there is a new generation of these singers. They are more popular with young people. Okay, you can listen to them when you are working, even if you're studying. You know, they having a barbecue, swimming, and so now there is another generation of women singers, the female singers. They are in this gender, you know. Yes, this gender. I forgot. I remember I've learned this word last week. Gender and gen. Yes, I got kind of music. I say that kind is better too. For example, we have these the country music. Also, we have the samba. Samba is popular in the beach, popular in Carnival, popular in São Paulo. People from São Paulo like samba, I think. Good ones. There are good artists in this area. We also have another derivation called pagode. It's like kind of a samba, but it's played differently. Very good. We have reggae on the north Amazon region, kind of like close to Caribbean. We have some kind of reggae there. There is a in Rio, all over Brazil, people listen to funk music. Funk music is there is kind of like polemic because some people or love or hate. There is no half third, or you love it or you hate it. Because okay, they expose a lot of the body, you know, especially when the women are singing or even the guys when they are singing or dancing, okay, there are a lot of body exposition. And one example of this is a singer called Anita. Anita is famous in Brazil and Latin America. You know, her songs have a good beat and so on. But sometimes the lyrics are not so good. They have two derivations. They're one popular, you can hear it, it's okay, you can listen to it, okay. But there's another derivation of this funk. It's not so good to hear. Bad words, bad things. I really don't like it. What else? Rap music. They have a lot. Rap music. Brazilian pop music. Caetano Veloso, Roberto Carlos. Those popular singers. There are some bands, popular music like J Quest, Capital Inicial, and they have rock in Brazil. They have all kinds of. If you search on, yeah, very popular all over the world is bossa nova. Bossa nova is popular a lot of places.
It sounds very interesting. Yes, that was a great session. Thank you so much. It was really, really, really get to know to you. Thanks so much. Any question?
Yeah, I think it. I think it. I really appreciate it because for me it was a unique experience. Okay, I don't know if you following us on Instagram, but we have this project on my back called Connections Around the World, where every Thursday we have a different guest. You know, last week,
Yes.
yesterday we had a guy from New Zealand. We had
Very.
South America, North America, in Asia, in Africa, in Europe. We are crossing the continent. You know, it's a very, very, very interesting conversation.
Very interesting. You're doing a great job. Okay.
Of course,
I don't want I don't want to hold you anymore. Thank you so much. It was really nice to see you.
you
Okay.
come.
Have a nice day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.